how much does an individual... Okay, so I want to write a book. Okay, so there's this new thing that I've been doing for 8 days. Today will be day 9, and I think there's a book out of it. Okay, I'm running 1 mile a day for a month, for 30 days, just to try to hit my goal, 1 mile time. And as I've done it once so far, I've done the run 8 times, but I've hit the goal once.
Okay.
And I think there's a book in that, right? That's all I know. I've taken.
And you're running it.
And I'm running it.
All out.
Yeah, all out. So it's as fast as I can go. And I have 2 pages of notes. That's it, right? Mm-hmm. Do I have a book in me? What, like, if I was to come to you like with that proposal, what would you say to do next? Because I think that's where a lot of people are, is like, they're like, I have a book. We know Tim has a book in him, right? But it's how to take this, like, he's like, how do I take this thing that is like been very beneficial to me, that's been good, that's been great? How do they get that to then, to dissect that, to then make it become fruition?
Yes. Bring your vision into fruition, of course. Well, first of all, what solution are you providing with this book? I mean, because to be honest, you could go on your social media and probably find your book and your responses and your posts. But what solution do you solve? Who needs that solution? So you're saying you're running this 1 mile a day. This is a goal of yours. You're doing it for 30 days and you have 2 pages of notes. Okay, so what's the point? Out of all these great things you're doing, what solution does what you're doing solve? Who would need the results of what you're doing? What are your plans with that? Mm-hmm. You know, are you someone that's looking to go into like the personal fitness, nutritional, industry?
Is cupcakes involved?
He's horrible. But if that is your goal,
I mean, do you guys not like cupcakes?
Who doesn't like cupcakes?
Exactly.
I love cupcakes. I have to cook them a different way now that I'm on keto. So yeah, but yeah, what's the whole point? What's your objective with all these things? We can market it, position it however you want to, but with all this information, what's your point? It could be a book, but for who? So
it's a lot like starting a business. What problem are you solving?
Yes, always. And a great book does 2 things off the bat. It solves something. It solves a problem. It creates a solution. And number 2, it's a great conversation. So what's the conversation, Zack Miller? What's your solution from these 30 days of awesome?
Well, I don't know. I've only done 9, 8. But what's interesting is, and so I didn't necessarily know where I wanted to go with this while I was saying it, but I knew that you would help with this. And so as you say that, though, I think this is something that's very beneficial, because people have to figure out why it's important to someone else too, not just themselves. And so you have to kind of like mind map or like get it out and be like, okay, like I'm doing this because I wanted to hit this goal time this year. And I figured let's invest a little bit of time to get to it. Okay. So is that the thing that people are trying to figure out? How to invest your time to achieve a goal? Maybe, right? But I think it's dissecting all those things enough times to then figure out, okay, where does that have a big enough pool of people? And does that matter, the amount of people to actually want to buy that? Like, do people care about that? Because I think everyone goes, okay, and I did it myself. I'm going to be a New York Times bestseller. I'm going to be a bestseller. I'm going to sell billions of copies. And I mean, that just isn't the case. I do think actually it could have, it just didn't. Right. And I think that there's probably a billion reasons not to make an excuse or anything like that. But I think there are some, you alluded to this, a lot of the best books kind of suck in my opinion. Right. But they have this platform that a lot of people follow, which is probably tied to one thing that people are interested in, or like a theme or something.
And a lot of times it's visibility. Tony Robbins is Tony Robbins.
What do you think he sells? Opportunity?
Honestly, to me, I think he sells motivation.
But a lot of people say motivation is not a thing that you have.
Well, I think that the overall possibility for a better future.
Yes.
Would you say opportunity? Oh, possibility.
Yes. The tools you need to achieve that that dream.
And so someone like Tim Ferriss, 4 Hour whatevers, his thing is how to do stuff quick because you're lazy.
Can we soften that with better wording?
Is lazy the problem? Is lazy the problem word there?
Yes.
So how to do things quickly without wasting a lot of time because you don't have it?
Maximizing time management.
Isn't it interesting that he wrote a book about 4 Hour Workweek, but he works more than 4 hours?
Exactly. But it didn't stop you from buying it.
I never bought it.
Not you, his audience.
Right. Interesting.
So Zack, are you tracking stuff like your diet, other exercise that you're doing? Is all that stuff in the notes that you're taking down about your 30
No, and honestly, I haven't even done notes in a few days. I've been bad. Last time I did it, it's been real bad. No, but I should be doing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So I should be doing all of that stuff. And oftentimes I do. And then sometimes I have days where like, I'm like The Rock, my buddy behind me. And I'm like eating like 3 pizzas, a bunch of brownies and pancakes.
Must be nice.
Well, my sister tells me, she goes, Zach, if you weren't working out, you wouldn't be able to eat that diet. And I go, well, I realize that. But also like, there are days, Tim, this, where you just want to eat.
Right.
Eat. Like you get like Saturday was that day for me. I couldn't stop eating. Like I probably had 7 meals. I don't even know what my workout was that day. I know I did a mile run, but
yeah, it's interesting. It's I'm reading Green Lights right now, Matthew McConaughey's memoir. And so he has taken notes.
Huge media tour, by the way, for him.
What's that?
Huge media tour for him. He was on everyone.
Yeah, well, I listened to him on Joe Rogan.
Oh, he was on there. Okay.
Wow.
So he had been he's written a journal every day for the last 37 years, and that's what his book is made up of, is going back and revisiting all those journal entries.
What is it? Is there a I don't want to say theme. Is there a style of what he's writing and everything? Because like I look at this like for me and like I think these are okay notes. And then Tim and I talked about this before on the show. Like sometimes when you're doing the thing, you think something and like you try to remember that later. So like, is there a style that he has these notes, or is he just like writing to write? Like,
no, it's very, very unique. And I don't know if that's just him or if that was the editor that had worked with him, but it's unlike anything that I've listened to, but it's very captivating.
Because I have some notes that are really like, so I have other, like, this is my current non 30-day run workout. Like I have some like really thorough stuff in here, but for some reason I went to the smaller one and I don't have as much. But this is really important too for like a publisher, an editor, someone who's helping you write, because then you have all of these notes. And I remember when my editor, Chris Jones, he was like, if I ever slipped up with anything you use, Zach, you have so much content online, I would just go watch a video.
Exactly.
But I've been doing less videos recently because I've been more focused on certain things. And I'm like, all right, let me just write stuff down. I don't know.
There's more than one way to this.
Sure. It will be nice when someone can just read my mind and be like, oh, this is what you said.
It won't be far away.
Yeah, Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru. This is coming. These are things.
This is true.
I don't know who's creating it. Tim, do you know who?
Yeah, Elon Musk is creating it with Neuralink.
Well,
so what is that? Neuralink?
Neuralink, yeah. I'd say they'll put a brain they'll implant sensors into your brain behind your ear, and within 5 to 10 years, they'll be able to like cure
COVID,
deaf, people that are blind, people that are paraplegic, to the point where it's going to become so good that you'll be able to talk to each other without using words. You can just transmit your thoughts to one another.
Have you watched that show? Have you watched that show? I think I told you to watch it, Tim. It was on Amazon. It was about the Upload. Have you watched Upload? Did you ever watch that?
No, I got it.
Alicia, have you watched that on Amazon Prime? Okay, so it's basically about it's a show that is about a guy who dies, and as he dies, or as he's at his like funeral, I guess they, instead of putting him in the casket, they upload him into like this world so that he can still communicate with the alive world and then the uploaded world. It seems ridiculous. And if I recall, the trailer was terrible and it made me not want to watch it. And then I don't remember who told me to watch it, but like my wife, Megan, and I watched it. It was really, 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 really good. It's like a rom-com with like a real serious, like techie type of thing to it.
I like it then.
It's super like watch that, like, and you sit there and you go, this could happen. Like, I mean, but I mean, that's basically what you're talking about. You put a patch here.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think that at some point that's what's gonna happen.
It was something like, if something was just talked about that Microsoft's chatbot, that it was like 50 to 60% of people prefer to talk to Microsoft's chatbot than they do other humans.
Okay, so what's interesting about that, we talked about this with Joel Ankney a few weeks ago. So Joel Ankney is a lawyer. He is a lawyer, sounds like, for Tim and I's friend Glenn, what's his last name, Moriarty. And Glenn Moriarty gave us this pitch for this thing called 7 Cups of Tea, which is now 7 Cups. And 7 Cups is a tool that allows people who want to be heard, so like from a traditional psychologist standpoint, to be able to do it peer-to-peer in some kind of way, or themselves to counselors online. And when Glenn first built it, he did it for the phone to talk. And what he learned really, really quickly is that that assumption was incorrect. And that people actually wanted to chat instead. I guess they didn't want to see the person. They were like embarrassed or something. I don't, embarrassed might be the wrong word. But what's interesting is that that's not surprising to see that chat is the thing. I guess, you know, some people are like, oh, I got to doll myself up. I don't want people to see what I look like. Like, I don't want, my voice is weird. I don't know. It's, to me, I don't have that. But it's surprising that chat, we get back to chat. That's the thing. It's like bell bottoms. They're coming back.
I mean, it's weird bringing everything back to like books and publishing. I mean, what will that do for the future of that industry when you have something implanted in you and all the artificial intelligence, you'll be able to access these huge data libraries instantly. So
does that make people smarter?
Well, I mean, the computer will read the books if books are still published, and they'll have the answer. So you just instantly Google everything in real time.
Well, that's when we go back to your platform, because that's the whole thing about business. You know, the industry changes, so you need to always have continued education of what's going on, and then not doing business as usual. So what are readers actually looking for? And then with technology, as it changes, what are some things that you can offer to be ahead of the game versus behind? So when you're talking about this artificial intelligence, okay, let's say we are there at a day where people don't have physical books anymore, or have the need for books as they are produced now. What's the twist to that?